Gorilla Boy got that heat.
End times. Just picture it's your first day in the wilderness. You wake up, look around and you stretch. You really here. What? Peeking out the window, looking out the blinds. Look. If I could, Aki, I would go back in time. Yes. Keep the feasts in their proper season and write them down. Fast forward and bring it back to now. Let's get it. I'm so glad righteousness is back in style. The more wisdom you get, it's hard to crack a smile. Everything I used to do is backwards now. Your life is what you make it, learned that as a child. They say what goes around comes back around. The Bible say you sow it, you gon' reap it. I can vouch for that. Don't be idle, time is precious. You can't get them hours back. Never let your flesh tell you how to act. The Savior gon' pull up like where them talents at. Put in work. The Ruach is the gasoline, your body is the vehicle. When you get low, go to the pump, that's the word. The Messiah is the way, let him steer you.
Shalom to all the Jews and Gentiles alike. Sending a strong shalom to all the spiritualites. Y'all already know what the deal is. All praises to the Most High. All praises to Yahuwah Elohim, the Eluah, the God of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Acknowledgement to our big brother, Yahushua, Hamashiach, Yahushua, Mata the Lamb, the one they call Jesus Christ. So today, brethren, we're going to be getting into how our big brother gave us the blueprint all along to get to his level. But these religions have kept us in bondage. Religion as a whole is keeping your spirit man in chains. All right, so let's hop right into it, shall we? This is the book of John, chapter 14, verse 12, and it reads, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also. Let me read it again. The works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So our big brother is saying, we can do what he doing. All right? So let's go ahead. Matthew chapter 9, verse 34. All right. But the Pharisee said, he casted out devils through the prince of the devils. So these Pharisees, when they saw how big brother do these miracles, they instantly thought that he was working with devils, right? Because they have no understanding of the spiritual. They don't know these things. They so carnal and they so stuck. And that is why our big brother, Yahushua, came against these religions, came against these Pharisees, right? Because they were keeping the people in bondage. These religions are keeping your spirit man in bondage, in chains. So let's get into the sealed portion, all right? Let's go to chapter, where we at? Let's see, let me make sure. Chapter 41, verse 27. I say unto you that a wicked son would take the glory for himself, and think not to turn the hearts of the children to the parents, who have provided these things freely unto them all. Yea, a wicked son would not divide the possessions of the parents equally, but would give of the finest parts to himself and to those whom he loveth, or to those who look up to him, and give him the glory that he thinketh that he deserveth, because of the power and authority that have been given unto him by the parents. Okay, but I say unto you that a righteous son would show unto the rest of his brothers and sisters that he has been chosen only to give unto them what their parents have commanded of him. And he shall give equally unto all the portion that they deserve, all being equally loved by their parents. So our big brother is going to give all glory, and all the credit to the Most High. He is not going to take all the credit for himself and have everybody worship him, right? And that's where the religions come in error. All right, so let's go to verse 50 of chapter 41. And now it is the Son of whom I must speak and give unto you an understanding. For you give praise and glory unto the Son, which he does not deserve. Neither does he want the praise and the glory that ye give unto him. 51. And it saddeneth his heart when ye give unto him this praise and this glory, even that praise and glory that he desireth that the Father receive from you. And he knoweth that in your wickedness or in your darkness ye cannot give unto the Father praise he deserveth, because you do not see the Father. But ye have seen him, and know that he hath lived among you. And for this reason ye worship him, and give unto him glory contrary to that which he hath commanded you. Verse 52. And in all things he hath attempted to turn your hearts towards the Father, that ye might be taught by the Father as he was taught by the Father, having received a fullness of the Father, which fullness is offered unto all the children of the Most High equally. And in sorrow he suffereth you to worship him, and use his name in vain, giving unto him the glory that he would force you to give unto the Father, if he could, but he cannot force you to do that which ye do not desire, according to the free agency that ye have received from the Father. So our big brother never wanted to be worshipped. He has always gave praise, glory, and honor to the Most High himself. This is the sealed portion, chapter 43 and verse 5. And for these reasons, the truth regarding the childhood of Jesus was not had in the record of the Jews. For behold, those who transcribe the testimonies of the eyewitnesses to the life of Jesus would not allow to be written that which would throw a light upon Jesus that did not conform with the perception that these scribes had of him. Verse 6. For this reason, many plain and precious things were left out of the record of the Jews. For the later leaders of those who followed the doctrine of Jesus, who would be known as Christians, had made Jesus into a god and gave him praise and glory and worshiped him, thus taking away the glory of the Father, which Jesus had given unto the Father during the days of his earthly ministry. Verse 7. And because these Christian leaders wanted the people of their churches to know and worship Jesus according to their own precepts, they caused the canon of holy scriptures, which they allowed the people to receive, to be confined to those things that supported their precepts and their beliefs. And in the latter days, when all things concerning the works of the children of men shall be revealed, many things shall come to light that the early Christian leaders did not know, neither did they understand, because they did not have the Spirit of the Lord to guide them in that which they allowed to be given unto the people. So these wicked Gentiles, when they took the book of the Israelites, they basically messed it up. And that's why they made their own religion off of it. They were not supposed to do that. Okay? So let's go to the Third Testament. This is chapter 31 of the Book of the True Life within the Third Testament. This is verse 2. Yahushua, our big brother, came to earth to teach men the road to perfection. A road he pointed out with his life, his words, and his deeds. All will reach the goal according to the fulfillment of your mission. For that purpose, I have come to deliver my teachings, which are inexhaustible, in order for you to ascend the ladder of your evolution. It is not my blood that will save you, but my light within your spirit, which will redeem you. So our big brother came to take us back to the light, and to also show us that what he did, we can do as well. This is the book of true life in the Third Testament, chapter 48, verse 3. Millions of men call themselves Christian, but the majority of them do not know the doctrine of Christ. They say they love the works I performed as man, but their manner of believing, thinking, and conceptualizing demonstrates that they do not know the essence of my doctrine. I came to show you the life of the Spirit, to reveal to you the powers contained in it. That is why I came to the world. I healed the sick with no medicine whatsoever. I spoke to the spirits, freed the possessed of strange and supernatural influences, spoke with nature, transfigured myself from man to spirit, and spirit to man. And each of those works had the goal of showing you the road of the evolution of the Spirit. You carry within you true treasures, powers, and gifts you do not even guess at. But from ignorance you weep like paupers. What do you know of the power of prayer and the strength of thought? What do you know of the profound content of the communication between spirit and spirit? Nothing. You materialistic and carnal humanity. Let's go down to verse 9. Spirituality does not mean mysticism, nor does it imply the performance of any rite, nor is it a form of external worship. Spirituality means the development of all the faculties of man, those that correspond to the human part, just as those that vibrate beyond the senses of the body, and which are the powers, attributes, faculties, and senses of the Spirit. All right, let's go down to verse 11. In that time I taught you the greatest virtue, which is charity. I inspired your hearts, sensitized your sentiments. Now I come to reveal to you all the gifts with which your spirit is endowed, so that you may develop them and apply them to doing charity among your fellow men. Knowledge of spiritual life will permit you to carry out works similar to those performed by your master. Remember what I told you, that upon developing your faculties, you would perform real prodigies. All of you possess the gifts of the Spirit, which are beginning to develop in this third era due to the evolution reached by the spirits. Intuition, foresight, revelation, prophecy, and inspiration are manifesting in a clear way among humanity. And it is this that proclaims the new era. It is the light of the book of the seven seals, open in this era to the 6th chapter. All right, let's go to verse 21. A man spiritually prepared by my doctrine will be able to perform superhuman works. Whoa, read that again. A man spiritually prepared by my doctrine will be able to perform superhuman works. So you're going to be able to do the things that your big brother did. You're going to be able to flame on like your big brother. You're going to be able to go Super Saiyan like on DBZ. You're going to be able to power up like in the Marvel movies. All right, let's continue. From his spirit and body, a light, a power, and a strength will emanate, which will allow him to do that which intelligence alone is not able to perform. Verse 22. This is the time in which the divine light shall shine plainly in my followers, who shall exhibit the gifts of the Spirit by showing that they do not need earthly goods nor material sciences to perform charity and work prodigies. They shall heal in my name, curing the hopelessly ill, transforming water. So you're going to be, man, you're going to be able to do all these things. To healing balsam and raising the dead from their deathbeds. Their prayer shall have the power to calm the mind, to assuage the elements and combat epidemics and evil influences. So if you're trying to be like our big brother, you gotta purify yourself. Alright? If you're trying to flame on, like how our big brother flamed on, we gotta purify. We gotta guard our portals. We gotta be careful with what you consuming on a daily basis. Alright? And it's like everything that you do is like a download. So what you listening to, what you eating, what you looking at, what you thinking about all day. Alright? So let's go to chapter 49. Alright? Verse 19. Observe the religions one by one, and you will see that none shows evidence of evolution, development, or perfecting itself. Yet, each one is proclaimed as the highest truth. And those who profess it, believing that though they may find and know all, make no effort to move forward. The divine revelations, the law of the Most High, my doctrine, and my manifestations have made you understand from the beginning that man is a being subject to evolution. What then? Do none of your religions give evidence or proof of this truth? Go down to verse 22. Nonetheless, spiritually, you have been stationary for a long time, because you have been more worried about things that touch your lives on earth than the things which correspond to your spirit, to your ruach. But in order not to completely abandon the spiritual, you have made your religions in such a way that they do not at all impede your tasks, duties, and works on earth. And so, complying with that religious tradition, you imagine you are fulfilling your duty to the Most High. You try to quiet your conscience and believe you are assuring your passage to glory. Such ignorance, humanity. When will you wake up to reality? Don't you realize that complying with your religions give nothing to me or to your spirit? So the religions are keeping your spirit man in bondage. And so we got to be able to overcome these low vibrational behaviors, right? That hatred, that anger, right? That lust. We got to be able to control this flesh. Self-mastery. Let's go to chapter 36 of the Book of True Life. Chapter 36, verse 53. The development of human intelligence will never be complete until it happens on the spiritual plane. See how great the backwardness of your spirit is, because you have consecrated your knowledge to earthly life. Man is a slave to the will of others, a victim of anathema, condemnations, and threats. And what has he achieved with this? The abandonment of all his yearnings to understand and achieve the highest knowledge that man must have, preventing himself from being able to achieve the clarification of what he has absurdly always supposed to be a mystery, the spiritual life. Verse 53. Do you believe that the life of the spirit will always be an enigma to men on earth? If so, then you have fallen into a great error. Truly I tell you that while you do not know your origin and ignore all that is related to the spirit, for all the advancement of your sciences, you will not move beyond creatures that inhabit a small world among the plants and animals. You continue to foster enmities by your wars and over your lives. Pain will continue to rule. If you do not discover what you carry within you, nor the spiritual brother that inhabits each of your neighbors, will you be able to love truly. No, humanity. Though you say that you know and follow me, if you take my doctrine lightly, your faith, your knowledge, and your love will be false. Whew. Man, this is deep. Okay. Verse 57. In me, men will find the courage to emancipate themselves from the yoke of their ignorance. How can you hope that on earth there is peace and an end to wars, that men regenerate and sin diminishes if they lack the spiritual knowledge that is the basis, the principle, and the foundation of life. Truly, I tell you that to the extent that you do not understand and practice my truth, your existence on the earth will be like a building constructed on shifting sands. I come to man to tell him that he does not truly know himself, because he has not penetrated his own inner self, and does not know its secret because he ignores its essence. Yet in this error, I wish to teach him the content of the book that has been for so long closed to him, and in which are guarded all the mysteries that since the second error I promise to come to explain with the light of my spirit. Only now will you truly penetrate and know the inner depths of your spirit, and then you'll be able to say that you have begun to know who you are. Knowledge of self is knowledge of your creator. All right, let's go to chapter 30, verse 31. Just as your body requires air, the sun, water, and bread to live, so too the spirit needs the environment, the light, and the sustenance of its own being. When it is deprived of the freedom to elevate itself in search of nourishment, it weakens, withers, and grows dull, like a child made to stay always in its crib and enclosed in its bedroom. Just like how we all have been enclosed in religion. Its limbs stiffen, it grows pale, its senses weaken, and its faculties atrophy. Verse 32. See how the spirit can also become paralytic. What if I told you that the world is full of the paralyzed, the blind, the deaf, and ill in spirit? The spirit that lives closed off, without the freedom to develop itself, is a being that does not grow, not in wisdom, nor in strength and virtue. And that is so true today. A lot of people walking around and they are spiritually dead. Verse 33, truly I tell you, that which can elevate you is love, for in it exists wisdom, sentiment, and elevation. Love is a compendium of all the attributes of the divinity, and the Most High has lit that flame in every spiritual creature. How many lessons I have given so that you would learn to love. How many opportunities, lives, and reincarnations the divine mercy has provided. The lesson has been repeated as many times as necessary until it is learned. Once it is obeyed, there is no need to repeat the lesson, for it cannot be forgotten. If you learn my lessons quickly, you will no longer have to suffer, nor weep for your errors. A being that takes advantage of the lessons received on earth may return to the world, but each time with more advancement and in better conditions. Between one life and another, there is always a respite, which is necessary to meditate and rest before beginning the new task. So our big brother gave us the blueprint all along, but these religions had us worshiping him when he never wanted that worship. He trying to get you to the next level. He trying to show you that what he did, you can do also. All right. So we gotta purify ourselves, right? So if we trying to flame on, if we trying to power up, like how they be powering up on the movies, then we gotta purify. All right. And so remember in the last lesson where we talked about how there are many Christs and gods in these other worlds, right? Christ, the definition of Christ is someone that has reached an elevated level of consciousness. So you can achieve that level. There is no one Christ. There are multiple Christ. Like how Krishna is just another word of saying Christ. All right. Oh man. And I know some people might be like, oh, that sounds like some new age. So that sounds like some new age. Nah, this ain't new age. This is old. Right? So we're going to go into the Gita, the Krishna teachings. And we're going to see that the things that Krishna was teaching is all have to do with your spirit man. And what we also need to understand, and understand is that these other religions, they got truth in them too. Now, not everything in it is true, but for the most part, it's all connected. All right, and Yisrael, Israel, your records is also, your information is in the Bhagavad Gita as well. All right, just like the Book of Mormon, the Stick of Ephraim, that is our stuff as well. All right, so let's get into the Hindu scriptures real quick. Okay, let's see. Chapter 3. All right, this is chapter 3 of the Gita, verse 40. Selfish desire is found in the senses, mind, and intellect, misleading them and burying the understanding in delusion. Fight with all your strength, Arjuna. Because Krishna is talking to Arjuna and he's saying that you have to control your senses. Controlling your senses and conquer your enemy, the destroyer of knowledge and realization. Right? So we have to be able to guard our portals, guard our 5 senses. Okay? Now let's go into the Dhammapada, the Buddha teachings. Let's go into that real quick. All right? This is the Dhammapada, chapter 4. All right? Let's go to, well, this says 188, so let's go to this one real quick. Driven by fear. Right? I mean, we talked about fear in the last lesson, how fear brings you down to that low level. Driven by fear, people run for security to mountains and forests, to sacred pots and shrines. But none of these can be a safe refuge, because they cannot free the mind from fear. So you see how all these other religions, they really talk about your spirit man and how you need to elevate and control your senses. All right, let's get one more. Let's go to the keys. The keys of Enoch, the book of knowledge. Key 104, verse 43. And it reads, this evolution from the physical body of creation to the higher intelligence evolves a deeper understanding of life as multi-dimensional evolution, where individuality does not count, only the continuity of the human species. To this end, the physical body must be initiated into the light before it can receive the overself body of light, which is the true Ahaya identity, the true I am identity, right? Your Adam Kaman body, right? Your former spiritual body. Let's go to verse 44. This means that all 7 chakra centers must first be working in perfect harmony and completely aligned with the template of light. The 8th chakra, the connecting link with the overself, working with the Christ body of light. And once man has gone beyond his psychological limitations of self and desires only to serve his fellow creation and the Father, he has purified himself from his carnal predilections and manifested love sufficient to receive the outer garment of light. So we gotta be able to flame on like our big brother Yahushua, our brother Jesus. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you munched on something in this video. You learned something from this lesson. That's gonna be it. Shalom and stay strong.